Hi, my name is Niki Schafer and I'm the director and the designer here at Niki Schafer ID. And in this short video I just want to talk you through the design journey that we're going to go on together. Very quickly, there are 7 steps to our design process. Firstly, by application you email us an understanding about yourselves and your project. We can then come along and have a look at the property itself and assess the property. We then want to have a really good understanding about your personal taste and your lifestyle. After having a full comprehension of all of that, then we come back with some design ideas, and you can listen and you can make amendments, and your ideas are just as important. Everything is put together. And once there's approval of the whole scheme, we then go and do the sourcing for you, all of the shopping, buying all of the different materials and the furniture and all the accessories. We can also then introduce you to good quality tradespeople and facilitate that process for you. And then the final step is one of just the after project care, where we give you a small package. So in a little bit more detail, it's about understanding the project first. So you apply via email. There's a form for you to fill out, and we basically want some basic information such as the location, the size of the project. Is it 3 rooms, a half house, or the whole house? We want to know your budget, whether you're talking about doing building construction or purely decorative work, and then what other designers and specialists there are involved in the project. We also want to understand about you, so not just the site address and contact details, but why you're looking to work with an interior designer and what kind of experience you're wanting from this. And also the time frame, your personal availability, and also when you're wanting to see the work completed by. And then together we can make a decision to go ahead. It's at this stage that we then come along and have a look at the property and analyse the property. And this site visit's really important because we can see the orientation of the building and the impact that that has on the natural light that comes through and the views we can make the most of. And we can also understand the flow of the rooms within the house or the building and see whether those work or whether they don't work and what to do about that. We can also assess any features that there are to keep, some, a nice fireplace perhaps, some flooring, and any other kind of architectural details that we can make the most of, or whether you want to get rid of them. At this stage I can also introduce you to other specialists. If there's going to be any kind of structural work, then somebody needs to come in and assess that. Same with planning. And this is the opportunity for me to measure out the site, which can take anything from a couple of hours depending on the complexity of the project. I can also offer other services I can bring specialists in, people to come and declutter the place, for example. Sometimes we can't see the wood for the trees because there's so much of our life around us, so removing things makes us able to really assess the space. And I can also introduce you to a feng shui consultant if that's something you'd be interested in. We then come to understanding your personal taste and style. And on the website there's something that you can do by yourself, which is just a kind of fun way of understanding which colours and shapes and patterns please you and where those influences have come from. I also have a fun questionnaire that just enables me to have a better understanding about your tastes so that I can incorporate them into the scheme, because I want to understand how you really want to live there. It's not about me providing an answer for you, it's about me understanding what you need and creating the solution for you. And we can create and develop a conceptual design together just by understanding certain images and just really understanding what you like and also what you don't like. It's really important for me to understand what you don't like. Inevitably then the paperwork comes along. I have a comprehensive brief, which is basically the scope of work that we've created together, and also covers off the schedule and the budget. And then the formal paperwork is the contract and the letter of appointment and the design investment. A couple of weeks later, or 3 or 4 weeks later, again depending on the complexity of the project, I come back with some design presentations for you. These can take the form of a concept board, or technical drawings, plans, which would just be the overhead layout of the furniture or the configuration of the walls and the rooms, and then some elevations, which is just what the walls will look like. And also I'd bring along a selection of sample boards so you can see some fabrics and papers and paints and furniture and lighting ideas. And what I like to do is to give you 2 or 3 options. It's not completely overwhelming. I find that most people want to work with an interior designer because there's just so much choice out there. But I don't want to limit that choice. I want to be able to still give you some options. I just want to filter out the stuff that's irrelevant to you. And on the basis of my understanding of you and your taste and your lifestyle, then I'll come up with things that really work for you and for your budget. We then listen to and accommodate all of your amendments. It's really important to note that we're here to facilitate this process, not to kind of dictate what you have. A couple of weeks later, we'll come back with a final presentation. We'd also recommend a shopping trip. It's really important that things like sofas and dining chairs and things, that you sit on them. They've got to be comfortable. It's all very well having beautiful things around, but it's just as important that there's something that you enjoy sitting on, enjoy being with. And then everything hopefully gets approved, and it's at this stage that all of the design fees are paid. We then go ahead and we do all of the sourcing, sourcing being just shopping really, getting all the materials and furniture and accessories. And this is a lot of paperwork. This is all the ordering, the codes, the job numbers, checking availability and coordinating all the deliveries and things. And this is where most people find it's, the hassle and the time consume really takes over. So we don't want you to experience any of that, and all of that overwhelm is simply gone. We can then introduce you to some really reliable and really good quality tradespeople in the area. Or equally, we're happy to work with your tradespeople. And then we'll oversee this process. We'll provide specs and quotes, and we'll just make sure that everything's on track and that the momentum's kept up. And we'll also ensure that the final sign-off is done properly, and then the snagging as well. It's important to note here that the contract is directly between you, the client, and with the tradespeople. And then we have something called the After Project Care Package, which is a selection of before and after photos. This is just a nice way of just experiencing the journey again. Once you live in a beautiful house, it's easy to forget how things used to be, so it's nice to have some kind of reminders of the journey, as well as other maintenance and product details and certificates and things like that. Also, at this stage, I'd love to ask for some feedback. It's really important to me that my service is always improving, so any kind of feedback I'd like to take on board so that I can always provide my clients with the best service possible. So I'm just going to end this presentation with a number of before and after pictures that I've done for clients recently. These have been in both residential and in small commercial properties. And this final one is a school that I built in the local area. I really look forward to hearing from you. It's important that you get in touch with us now and tell us about your project. So please fill in the application and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for your time. I'm truly grateful.